Hey guys, Zach from Say What Zach here. So, obviously this season we've seen a lot of coaches get fired, a lot of stuff going on with coaching. The big one I wouldn't say was a huge surprise, but I guess more surprising than the other ones, was Peter Laviolette. He was let go by Nashville recently, as I think it was like 2 days ago now. It's been 2 or so days. He was let go, and he's always been one of those coaches, late, especially since he was with the Flyers, that I've kind of liked. I always enjoyed him. I thought he was a good coach. So, it got me thinking tonight when I was listening to hockey, doing some stuff, just kind of mulling over ideas. What if he took next year off and Seattle brought him in as the head coach? It's an idea I had. I was thinking maybe someone who's been a pretty consistently good coach, as we'll go through the standings, knows how to win. He's been to the conference finals several times, both sides. He knows his teams. He's a pretty good coach. I could see them possibly looking at trying to bring him on as their head coach. So they don't play for another 2 years, another 2 seasons. But maybe if they can hire him on next year sometime, they can talk to him now and try and get him to sway their way. He could be a good first coach for the Seattle whoever's. Anyways, we'll go over his stats real quick before we because I know some people probably don't like him, some people do. I'm sure there's going to be mixed reviews, but his stats in his career are actually not bad at all. I mean, he's been a pretty good coach in his career, so I would think that he could fit in pretty good there as a first-year coach. So he started his coaching career in 01-02 with the New York Islanders. I did not know he started with the New York Islanders. That was news to me. This is why another reason I like doing these videos. I get to learn some stuff. He coached all 82 games. He had a 42-28, 8-4 record. The 8 is ties. They still had ties back then. They finished with 96 points, and they did make the playoffs that year. And I didn't put down what rounds and all that stuff. It doesn't matter. They didn't win the cup. That's all that matters. But they made the playoffs. That's important. In 02-03, he coached all 82 games. He was 35, 34, 11-2. They had 83 points. They made the playoffs. So both seasons with the Islanders, they made the playoffs. No problem. In 03-04, he moves on and goes over to Carolina Hurricanes. Again, I didn't do the research as to why they let him go, or if he decided to do it, or his contract was up. I'm not 100% sure. Again, I didn't really go into detail on that side of things. Just kind of his overall stats. So 03-04, he goes to the Carolina Hurricanes. Oh, what is that, about 5, 6, 7, about 30 games into the season, approximately. He comes over to the Carolina Hurricanes. He coaches 52 games for them. They go 20, 22, 6-4 with 50 points under his coaching. Again, don't do much. It's kind of hard to come in 30 games in and pick up a team who's clearly not doing well. They missed the playoffs that year, the Carolina Hurricanes. 04-05 was canceled out because of a blackout season. They come back in 05-06. He coaches all 82 games for Carolina Hurricanes. They go 52, 22, 8, because there's no more ties at this point. They get rid of ties after the lockout. So it's 52, 22, and 8. It's his record this year. They finished 112 points. They're division champs, and they won the Stanley Cup. So that's what 2006 Stanley Cup champions for the Carolina Hurricanes. Your coach was Peter Laviolette. So he's won a Stanley Cup already. So, 4 years into his coaching career, already Stanley Cup champion. Pretty good already. 06-07, he coaches all 82 games. 40, 34, and 8 was the record. 88 points. They do miss the playoffs that year. 07-08, 82 games played. 43, 33, and 6, 92 points. They missed the playoffs. And then 08-09, he only coaches 25 games for Carolina. 12, 11, and 2, 26 points. So he doesn't do very well. They're barely above 500. They nix him. He takes the rest of the season off. Look, again, I don't see him. He doesn't, when he changes teams, it's usually once he's gone, he keeps off the rest of the season. And then he goes and starts fresh new in the next year. So that's another reason why Seattle, they may not play next year, but since he's off this year, I would assume that he's not going to probably pick up a job this year. It'd be next season he starts coaching, it seems like. So they can pretty much keep him from taking a coaching job next year, or hire him on next year as their coach to start kind of playing around with the team and start looking at ideas and working with Ron Francis. This could be it. And Ron Francis and him, they know each other from Carolina, you know? Maybe a little something there too. We'll see. Anyways, 09-010, after he gets fired from Carolina, he goes over to the Philadelphia Flyers. In 09-010, he plays 57 games. So again, about 30-ish, 20-something games into the season, he goes into Philadelphia. They go 28, 24, and 5 under his tutelage. They end up with 61 points under him. I don't know what their final overall total was, but he gained 61 points for them. They go to the Eastern Conference Finals, Cup Finals. The Eastern Conference champions. They go to the Cup Finals and lose to Chicago. So again, he gets another team into the Stanley Cup Finals. Yes, they lose, but that is still quite a good feat to take the division, coming in as a new coach, and take him all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals. So now, third team, he's taken 2 of those 3 teams to the Cup Finals. That's pretty good. And he's taken all 3 of them at least to the playoffs up to this point. The next year, 2010-11, he coaches all 82 games, 47, 23, and 12. They finished with 106 points, and they're the division champions for the Philadelphia Flyers. So, again, another great season for the Philadelphia Flyers under Peter Laviolette. 11-12, 82 games coached, 47 wins, 26 losses for 9 overtime losses for 103 points, and they do make the playoffs that year. So that's now 3 years in a row that they've made the playoffs under the Philadelphia, since he's been the coach of the Philadelphia Flyers. So Flyers liking Peter Laviolette at this point. Now, 2012-13, a lockout shortened season. He coaches all 48 games. They go 23, 22, and 3 with 49 points. They do miss the playoffs. Again, just barely over 500. And then 2013-14, he only coaches 3 games. They go 0-3. He's out of Philadelphia. So it's a rough going. It seems like he's one of those coaches where he starts out strong, and then he kind of pitters out after about 3-4 years. So if Seattle does get him, sign to like a 4-year contract if you can, 5 years, you're gonna probably get a good couple of playoff runs out of him. And he seems like he's getting better as the years go on in his coaching. As he coaches more players, more teams, his coaching seems to get better. 14-15, he goes over to Nashville, so he's the second coach in Nashville Predators history. It's a big deal there. He goes 82 games coached, 47, 25, and 10 overtime losses for 104 points. They make the playoffs. They don't go very far, but they do make the playoffs in 14-15. You got 15-16. I'm sorry, actually, that might have been the year. I think that might have been the year that Nashville and Arizona play each other, and Nashville moves on. I can't remember. I know there's one year where they both, Nashville, I think, and Arizona played each other in the quarterfinals, and neither one had been to the conference finals in their histories. I think that was the year, and they end up going to the conference finals and losing. But anyways, I believe that's the year. I could be wrong. Not 100% sure on that one. 15-16, anyways, moving on. 82 games coached, 41, 27, and 14 record. They finished with 96 points. And again, they made the playoffs. So his record with the Nashville Predators, 2 playoff appearances out of 2 years coaching. Same thing with the Philadelphia Flyers. 2 years in a row, they made the playoffs. Not bad. And same thing with the New York Islanders. So really, honestly, Carolina's the only team he didn't do that with, and that's because he came in late into the season. But overall, his, again, playoff appearances with his team are very good. 16-17, he coached all 82 games, 41, 29, 12 record, 94 points. They are the Western Conference champions, and they fall just short of the Stanley Cup by the Pittsburgh Penguins, winning their second of back-to-back cups, but they do go to the Cup final. So he takes 3 different teams now to the Cup finals. 2 in the East, 1 in the West. He's done it on both sides. That's impressive to do that with 3 different teams. It would have been slightly more impressive if he would have won it with all 3 of those teams. But that's still pretty impressive. There's not a whole lot of coaches that can say they've taken 3 different teams to Stanley Cup Finals. So that's still impressive. And that's also 3 years in a row as a coach of the Nashville Predators in the playoffs. 17-18, 82 games coached, 53 wins, 18 losses, 11 overtime losses, 117 points. They are the division champions. They do not win the cup. Unfortunately, they kind of start to take a step back that year. But again, they do win the division. So again, that's pretty good, making the playoffs for 4 years now in a row. 18-19, which is last season, 82 games played or coached, 47 wins, 29 losses, 6 overtime losses, 100 points. They win the division 2 years in a row. That is, again, big defeat. That's a big feat. Yes, they did not do very well. They got knocked out, I believe, first round, if I remember correctly. But yeah, that still 2 division champs in a row. And every year he coached the Nashville Predators, they made the playoffs. Now, so that's 5 years. Now, 19-20, he coached in 41 games. They had a 19, 15, and 7 record. They had 45 points, and they canned Peter Laviolette. That was the easy way to go. Nothing was meshing. The team wasn't responding. So the easier way to do things is to get rid of the coach. Now, if you can see over here, yeah, you guys can see this on 45 points. So they're pretty far out of the playoff spot now. They were not playing very well. Goaltending wasn't producing. So I wouldn't say it's so much all on Peter Laviolette. I think he was just, again, that was the easy fix. Let's fire him, get a new coach, see what happens. But I still say Peter Laviolette is a very good coach. Again, his record is very good, especially as he starts to get more over from Nashville to Philly. Only 2 of his teams missed the playoffs. Two of the years he coached, they missed playoffs. Everyone else made it. That is pretty good record. His career numbers: he's coached 1,210 games. He's won 637, lost 425, 25 ties, and 123 overtime losses. He's amassed 1,422 points as a coach. So, again, really good coach. He's over 500 win coach. I don't know where he'll end up. I know he will get another job. I would say probably sooner rather than later. But I'm thinking Seattle might be a good place for him. It's a new city. It's a new team. Again, maybe this is his chance. I mean, he does pretty good in the first years with teams. He does pretty good. I mean, Philadelphia went to the Stanley Cup Finals, and then again, the Nashville Predators making the playoffs, 104 points. It's not bad. So maybe Seattle, that wouldn't be a coach you're looking at and saying, this guy knows how to win. He knows how to get us into the playoffs. This might be a guy we want to bring in and solidify that benching, the top spot in that bench. Build around him. Build the team around him. Anyways, that is my little rant in my... I don't know. I would kind of like to see Peter Laviolette be a coach of Seattle. I think that'd be kind of cool. Again, he's one of the more coaches I follow relatively closely. I like Peter Laviolette. Anyways, that's his career numbers. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I would like to know who you think Seattle's going to pick, or where do you think Peter Laviolette is going to end up. Again, this is Zach from Say What Zach. If you like the videos, give us a like and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys again soon.